I didn't know how to handle you. I'm not around people like that. I'm not around people that have manic episodes and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know how to handle stuff like that.
That's why I said I just was wanting to find my medicine, and she was like saying whatever it was that she was waiting on whenever I came in after I went out to chill out. And then I said to her that she couldn't arrest me.
Off the deep end,
but
so
she wasn't there whenever I had went outside. She wasn't there. Then I came back in. She was, and she wasn't even saying anything to me or anything. And then she said that she was like waiting on something. And then she said she was gonna arrest me as soon as she found out something. I don't even know what that was, but
well, you weren't arrested. So
I was arrested.
No, you weren't. There's no record of you whatsoever.
I was arrested. I had handcuffs on me all the way up until...
I know you did. That was to get you to the hospital. There is no record of anything.
Okay, wait a minute. So
you at the hospital.
So the hospital shows that I came in with my mother, but then I was brought in by a police officer who almost left without taking the cuffs off me, and the nurse had to chase after him. But I wasn't arrested? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Brianna, and I know nothing about how they deal with stuff like that, too, as far as, when they put somebody in a protected hold, and that's what you were in. They were afraid that you were going to harm yourself, so they put you in a protective hold.
How was I going to harm myself? Who got the idea that I was going to harm myself?
Because you said you wanted to die.
When?
That's what you told Karen and Dan. I want to die.
No, I did not. In fact, Karen and Dan came in and said that I had said I was going to blow my brains out and my dogs. And I said, yeah, I was saying it rhetorically, sarcastically, yeah, right, like I would say I was going to blow my brains out. First of all, how am I going to blow my brains out with a shotgun anyways, and where am I going to get one at?
Karen wanted to talk to you in the bedroom without my presence. I wasn't in there. I really
don't know. The morning or the night before?
Occurred.
The night before or that next morning?
Brianna, you don't realize how concerned your entire family was about you at that time. You do not understand what you put us through.
Put you through? Okay, I came down there, and I was coming down there just fine. I was not saying I was going to kill myself. I was not saying anything.
Brianna, that whole span of time, we were so worried about you. We were afraid you were going to die.
Why?
Anything that we could do to get you help. Brianna, you were out of it.
Well, you can't blame me for being...
Remember that phase of your life.
You can't blame me for the fact that I was being prescribed by a doctor who a doctor you're supposed to trust, and the medicines they put you on. It's not like I told them to put me on it.
Well,
I didn't know that you weren't supposed to take that dosage of medication, and they were wrong. They're doctors. I would never think that they would be wrong.
Well, I'm sorry. Doctors do it. Not only the doctors at the clinic, doctors in Mercy do it, doctors in Cox do it. There's doctors all over this country that do this. And you just happen to be one of the victims.
I mean, it's like you guys were treating me like I was shooting up OxyContin like Matt Cooper did or something.
Behaving like you were.
Behaving how?
You don't really know what all was going on. But Brianna, you were not normal. And there's nothing I can do. I can't make you who I want you to be.
What was that?
You're the one that can do that.
What was it you wanted me to be? What was that you wanted me to be that I didn't?
It doesn't matter what I wanted you to do. It's what you want for yourself, Brianna.
Well, I'm asking you, obviously. I want to know.
I just want you to be healthy, and I just want you to be happy. And, you, Brianna.
'Cause I don't know.
Happy and healthy.
I don't know if you remember the fact that Dr. Harris had came that morning and talked to me and said that everything's we'll just leave everything the same, leave you on medicine that you're on, and I don't see any need for any changes. Remember him saying that?
Brianna, he wouldn't even have been in my house had I been able to have woken you up that morning, but I couldn't even rouse you because you were in such a drug-induced stupor.
It was 8 in the morning. And then the next day, or then after that, it was Karen and Dan came over that night, and I don't know why they even came over, but they said to me, if I got into an argument with you, to just call Karen the next day, and she would take me up to whatever. And I said, well, I don't think that's going to be necessary. And the next morning, I woke up and said to you, can I go to bed for 30 more minutes, and I'll get up and take a shower? And you said, that's fine. Do you not remember that at all?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because that's what you said. You said that you wish you would have just let me sleep and none of that would have happened. To where after that, all I know is Karen and Dan rushed into the room, and I was still sleeping. You know I'm hard to get up in the mornings anyways. To where Karen and Dan came in the room and started saying all these things.
I really don't know, Brianna, because I haven't lived with you for 13 years.
Well, I'm not saying that.
I don't know what you like. I don't know what's your favorite color. I don't know what your favorite food is. I know nothing about you.
Did you ever?
Hey, you are a stranger.
Did you ever?
You know,
at any point in my life, did you?
My own daughter is
did you ever?
At
any point in my life, did you ever know any of that? Ever? At any point, even whenever I was at my best, or was I never at my best? I guess I wasn't for you guys, because you guys never were proud.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how proud I was of you, and Dad was too.
Really? When?
From the time you were born, Brianna.
And when did it stop?
You know, when you learned your ABCs, when you learned your colors, when you went to school with your little tote bag, when you had to be the 100% on your little papers, when you started to read, you know, you were the smartest in your class. You know, you went to college, you got a nursing degree, you know, and I knew how hard that was, that it was never good enough for you. You didn't have to do anything to please us because we were already proud. It was you that you weren't good enough for. It was not us.
Well, okay, whenever...
You didn't have to prove anything to us, Brianna. We already knew how smart you were and how successful that you could have been.